I don't know about you, but there was a time I was starting all over again and I couldn't really buy furniture. This is expensive. I didn't even have electricity, but I still wanted to feel at home. And I could, just filling my home with $2 knickknacks from the op shops and rummaging through old items my parents had discarded into a storage shed. Now, thank the Lord, it's 2024 and shit changes and generally improves in a sort of zigzagged way. But those items that costed $2 or nothing, I've kept them all. You don't need money to feel at home, to actually like your space and feel cozy. What even is deco and where do I find it? I think there is this preconception that deco serves one purpose in a home: to make it look pretty. It was a artwork, candles, a vase of fake flowers, cushion, a pretty blanket that you can't wrap around yourself because it's scratchy. And it looked like it came straight out of a one-piece-fits-all home living catalog. But for some reason, I don't know about you, it just wasn't hitting the spot for me. But despite what the term deco may suggest in this video, I'm talking about all the little items in your home that aren't furniture, that without it, your home is just filled with a random bunch of big things that other people made. How do you make your home feel warm and pretty? Fill it with things that matter to you, that have a story, that are personal and unique. And I can't think of any better way to do this than buying thrifted or secondhand items. But hi, my name is Kyoko. Welcome to my closet. Yeah, that needs work. I'm an interior architecture student in my last year. And I may know a thing or two about design. So let's get into some secondhand deco and how to find things you will actually like. The very nature of thrifting is that you don't know what you're gonna find, which is pretty exciting. You spend most of the time looking at a lot of things that look like actual trash and then finding that one item hidden underneath all of the others that just rings to you in a weird way. And you look at the price, it's $2. That's so cool. Shed a tear and bam, now you're at home trying to find some cool place to put it, hit with a bunch of post-buy serotonin, but your home is coming together. It's making sense to you. Thrifting isn't just a more affordable and personal experience. It's better for the environment. It's often quirky and unique and not something mass-produced and trend-based from Target that you'll get sick of very quickly. My favorite and the most easiest thing to thrift are vessels. The reason I use this word is because it doesn't always have to look like a vase. It's just some kind of weird shape that has the capacity to hold something. It could be deep enough to hold flowers or be shallow to display something. Vessels are great for organizing your space and storing items around your home because it can serve the feeling of the space and not just the functional needs. And thinking this way, you've got so many more options and don't necessarily need to use things in the way they traditionally present themselves. Pretty much you can get really creative. I've been using this as a jewelry display for so long, I can't imagine what else it could have been made for. Perhaps some kind of charcuterie display for dips and snacks in the kitchen? But that's not important. I got this for only $3 from Lifeline when my life was really chaotic. I think my mini home had just flooded and I was still living in it. And I remember going to a thrift shop. A friend who was trying to cheer me up. She knows her audience. It was huge. Context? And she takes me to this warehouse-sized thrift shop. It was massive. And man, it was such a freaking field day. There were so many hidden little gems. And this was one of the things I got. What first made me put this in my basket was that I needed a jewelry display and I liked the overall shape of it. Lopsided flower. Now each petal is perfect for separating my jewelry so it doesn't get too tangled. The biggest perk is that it's so pretty. I don't need to hide it anywhere. Now objects in my home like jewelry can be part of the space and the way it looks. Personalization. It's also super easy and practical to access. I can very positively say that I have stopped losing jewelry between tight parts of the sofa and somewhere underneath my bed. But you can get really creative with jewelry displays and find gorgeous cheap cups, bowls, teacups, plates, platters, or even a cut off piece of timber. Yeah, I think that's all I can think of right now. I can't explain why I like this. I think it's just because it's the absolute opposite of what a vase should be. Something about stunning design has made me really like the unconventional. Way too much. This one is narrow and wide with a strange opening on the side. It's had wet flowers, dry flowers, and succulents in it. Right now, it just sits on my bookshelf as much more of a paperweight. I just like whack forms. It's easy to please me. It was $4 from my trip to Lifeline, and I enjoy finding weird things that actually will fit and look good in it. It's a bit of a never-ending design process. This one was $4 from Salvos. I wandered into one that was close to my work one day and just wanted to enjoy finding some little knick-knack. You know, just something cheap to make something super mundane in my home just a little bit more enjoyable. Just to think how pretty a bowl is when I go to grab my keys in the morning. I'd been seeing these everywhere. I didn't understand the fuss. It was a generally misbehaving bowl. Just try imagining scooping food out of it. But I'd been really into colored glass and in weird shapes for some reason. I don't know, maybe it's just shiny, but it sort of looks like petals folding in. And happy days for me, it's perfectly sized and good looking enough to hold my keys, I suppose. All these little bits don't mean much by themselves, but they come together with their little stories to store and complete my space. This glass one had a fun shape and body to it. Being a bit larger, I think I bought this one from an op shop for $6. I always find that it's easy to find lots of clear deco in thrift shops, so to keep it interesting, it needs to have some kind of interesting form or detail. I found it as a matching set, back when having matching, perfectly symmetrical bedside tables, even buffets were trendy. What were we, Romans? I gave one to my sister, so we had one each. It was very cute, very sisterly. Every time I looked at it, I would remember her. Now I think about it, don't know if I necessarily liked that. And because it's clear, it's super light around the house. I've had this scattered around every corner of my home, changed the flowers in it over and over. I've just concluded that there's no optimal way for it to exist in my home. I just shake it up when I get bored. And right now, I find dried flowers suit me more. It's less maintenance. I think, actually, I'm pretty sure this is the last vase I have lying around my house. I probably have too many. I just love flowers and greenery. Can't get enough. However, this one is the stark opposite of the clear one. I found this one at a Sunday market, so secondhand, laid out on a top in amongst pots and other really random things for something crazy cheap, like $1 or something. It happens to match perfectly with my appliances, and it's so simple, it really does just make anything I put with it very beautiful in a subtle, mature sort of way. So while I love throwing really random objects around my house, there's the other side to that, where simple can be really nice as well. This one has also moved around a lot, having it near simple toned appliances with dried flowers and even succulents at one point. So I have one more. Just one more, I promise. This one I really like, so I'm not gonna just not mention it. This one I found in an old op shop that used to be a church. It was actually so out of place there, but it just had this gorgeous shape and the patterns and the colors. I appreciate the little details and the handmade elements that have gone into this one. It's very precious. When flowers come out of vases in strange ways, it can be quite fun. Oh. I don't know why, but I very clearly saw Layman's face just very clearly. With this one, I've alternated between wet flowers and dry flowers, and even on occasion, just having it be itself. Just a form, just pretty. Some other things I think are really great to thrift, but I didn't thrift because I'm saving money, and I don't need to buy things just to prove a point. Photo frames and old prints. If you can find something that is the right size, has the right colors that match the color story in your home, and can resonate with you, then secondhand and thrifted prints are perfect to decorate your home. I would definitely opt for this before buying something in Target or IKEA or whatever else you can find. There's nothing quite like finding out that you and your friend have matching marble canvases on your wall. Oof. I also find when your home lacks a lot of diversity, because somehow you manage to make everything match so perfectly and cohesively, artwork is the perfect way to bring more color and vibrancy into your home. Books can be a great form of deco as well. A book cover can also serve the same purpose. Match and bring together items on a coffee table or on your shelf. Lamps go pretty hard in the op shops as well. They're usually quite vintage, antique looking. Kitchen plates, cups, bowls, platters, teapots. You get me. So much detail can go into these, especially the older ones. So you can get really beautiful glassworks or ceramics. And like I said before, you don't even need to use them conventionally. They can be for jewelry, makeup, hair pieces, cup to hold your pens, flower vases, pots for your plants, or hold your toothbrushes in the bathroom. Sneak little joys into your life and around your house to get a little bit more of a kick out of life. AKA donated to meh. Lol. The reason I wanted to mention some of these is because it still is a second life. And I think strangely enough, you may already have these things lying around inside of your home. And you don't need to go very far and try very hard to find them. Some things are not cute until you or somebody else decides it is. Marketing. If you can decide you like something without someone telling you, you're gonna find the better deals. Naturally, the second everyone decides they want a toga chair, the price goes up. And for vintage, the scarcity of finding it on the market. So Kyoko, how do I know if I like something? Simply put, it's a skill that you can develop. Ask yourself and question preconceptions. Learn how certain things make you feel personally. Perhaps the more you listen to yourself and get to know yourself outside what the world tells you to be, the better you'll be at knowing what actually makes you happy and reflects you. I thought this was super outback. It gave me indigenous vibes. My apartment is not that vibe. Located smack bang in the city, but I used it. I liked the way it felt. Super warm, soft, good quality, durable, as it's been in my family for 2 generations. Aesthetically, the hues worked in my apartment, contrasted nicely with the sofa, and looked sort of weird in my apartment, which I liked. It made it unique. Now I'm pretty sure I'd stuff it in my suitcase if I were to move overseas. When was the last time someone thought, damn, I need a photo frame? No. Doesn't really happen. Most of our photos don't need to be physical anymore. But when I saw this photo frame, suddenly it did. I can appreciate the level of detail that went into this frame. So even after cracking it, I've kept it. There's something warm about the whole thing. And while the photo inside changes depending on who's my favorite in the family at the moment, I like the way the hues come out with the rest of the space. Funnily enough, a lot of things in my home are broken. And I can't just keep replacing things because then I would always be buying things. But this Snoopy clock, which was my mother's, isn't going anywhere. Even if you don't like Snoopy, it's just freaking cute. Who said your clock needs to be analog or sexy? Or, I don't even know who made this. Probably my sister. It isn't well done, but damn, I'll tell ya. It holds garlic great. Does your garlic get stored like this? Looking this cute? Even if it's somewhat ugly, you could probably still find a way to make it novel. Avoid hurting the family members. Hit me though. Your home probably has a lot of already beautiful and sentimental things. I want to be a little bit more accurate that a lot about good design is about how someone feels while they're in that space, and you don't need a lot of money or to struggle to find that. But that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you soon. Ooh, I almost forgot. Hello again, my returning subscribers, or new ones. I'm assuming if you stay to the end of this video, you're a subscriber. Otherwise, you should become a subscriber. You're committed. It's so weird transitioning to interior design content. I'm listening out for any of your suggestions and comments moving forward. Let me know if there's anything you'll want to see or any issues you're having with your apartment. And let's be real, I'm probably having the same problems. She probably is, he probably is, they probably are. This channel is for you. So let me know. Thank you for watching. Have a good week. Bye!